Hi folks, great to see you all again. Thanks for watching, and today I'm going to talk about clouds. I've always loved clouds, been fascinated with them ever since I was a kid, and I've always loved photographing them. And I'm not talking about clouds in the landscape, which is a different matter altogether. I'm talking about just clouds on their own. So the frame, inside the frame is only clouds, maybe with a moon in as well, or a seagull, but so the main subject of your photo is a cloud, or a variety of clouds, which is usually better. So I'm here at Cligger Head near Perranporth. The sun's just setting, and unfortunately it's going behind a big bank of cloud. But I think these higher wispy clouds, excuse me, I think these higher wispy clouds will have some colour on them soon, and that's what I'm going to photograph. So if your clouds have got quite a lot of detail in them, like these have now, you should be able to autofocus on them. But if you can't autofocus, it's because there's not enough contrast in the cloud for your autofocus to be able to work properly. And in that case, what I'd normally do is focus on the thing furthest away, or preferably infinity focus, and then turn the autofocusing off, so that you've got manual focus, but don't touch it obviously, because it's already focused on the infinity. And then you can photograph the clouds that way. So photographing clouds can be a bit more challenging because you have to be able to make good shapes within your viewfinder. So it's a case of choosing texture or perhaps nice rounded shapes and moving your frame around, zooming in and out until you've got a good composition. This is a good way of practicing composition, actually, shooting clouds, because it's not as easy as you might think. That's why I'd highly recommend it. So the clouds are starting to look good above me now. There's a few plane trails, which is a bit of a shame, but anyway, good for practicing your cloning skills in Photoshop. So I'm hoping to get a shot in a minute, and I'll put that on the screen for you. We've had 3 days of good weather, and so the light's very soft, the clouds are very soft tonight. It's a fairly still night, bit of a breeze but not much. Quite warm, which is nice. I don't think we're going to get the pink clouds tonight because the bank of cloud which is covering the sun is just a bit too strong, so I've got a feeling that the sun's going to go behind that and it won't probably light up these clouds higher up on the top, which I'll switch around and show you. So, yeah, might be lucky. I'm going to stick around for a while because there's a nice crescent moon in the sky. Never leave a scene at sunset. Wait for at least 15-20 minutes afterwards. Yeah, the crescent moon's looking pretty good at the moment, so I've got a few shots of it with clouds surrounding it. Slightly whitish cloud, which I was hoping for pink, but never mind. There'll be other times in the future. So with the moon, it's fairly easy to autofocus on it. There are lots of these beautiful little flowers, and I don't know what they are. So if I haven't put the name of them on the screen, then I'm hoping that someone will recognise them and tell me what they're called. So please put it in the comments if you know what they're called. I'll show you a shot of them. They're pretty, look. They're cute. And they're dotted all around the coast here. Thousands of those cute flowers, but also thousands of ruddy flies. They're everywhere. It's the good weather's brought them out. I'm hoping they're not biting flies because they're landing on me. Sometimes you don't know whether they're the biting type until you get home later and you've got all these red dots all over your face. Oh well, might be an improvement. So this is a good sky to take images of because there's a nice bit of variation. So we've got the normal cumulus clouds in the foreground, and in the background we've got some nice, I don't know what they are, cirrus, but anyway they're much higher up, these clouds which are in lines. So it's a good, you see that looks like quite a good composition. So if I just zoom in a bit, and yeah, that might make a shot. Well, the much hoped for pink cloud is not going to happen tonight. Nearly all the cloud is kind of dissipating, and never mind, come back another day. I'll show you some of my cloud photos to hopefully inspire you to get out and take some of your own, because it really is a great subject. I've been doing it for the last 40 years or so. I really enjoy clouds. The other thing I really like is doing a time lapse of them. So if you've got good video on your camera and you've got preferably an electronic shutter, because an electronic shutter means you won't wear out a mechanical shutter by having it fire off thousands and thousands of shots to make up the time lapse. But I think time lapses are great. I just realised this. This lens is pointing at my head rather unattractively. Never mind. But yeah, try a time lapse. I think they're absolutely great. The way clouds just sort of puff out and move when you speed them up. Brilliant. Well, the sunset just didn't happen that night, so there were no nice colours in the sky. But if you're out photographing a sunset, do point your camera to the clouds as well and take some nice pictures just of the clouds, because when there's a nice sunset, the colours are great, so they can become a significant part of the picture themselves. So take cloud pictures at sunset, just clouds. Or the other thing you can do is what I'm doing here. I'm upstairs in my house, and you can actually photograph clouds just from an upstairs room. And you can even do it through the glass as long as the glass is fairly clean. Because clouds are fairly soft anyway, aren't they? So they don't need to be absolutely pin sharp. So I've done time lapses and still photographs from up here, which is great. So you can just make yourself a cup of tea and start taking pictures in the comfort of your own home. Well, I'm going to just show you some of my best stills images now, followed by some of my time lapses done to mellow music. So sit back, relax and enjoy. Thanks for watching. Bye.